Good morning, students. Okay, so in our today's class we are going to see exercise 2H, and this exercise is based on the product, how to solve the product of two expressions. Okay, product of two expressions means there will be two expressions which are multiplied. So we are going to see how we solve when two expressions are multiplied together. Okay, so before that we will see the first question. The first question is, by considering the areas of the rectangles, simplify the products. That means this is a rectangle which is given to you. It has four small rectangles in it. This one is a square because it's both the sides are same. That is, the length also is x and the breadth also is x, and that is why they have given us the area of this square as x into x, which is equal to x square. Okay, so this is given to us. Then this is another rectangle which is formed. It has the length as x, same as x. Why? Because if this is x, then this also is going to be x, right? Because this is the other side of the square. So this is also x. So for this rectangle we have the length as x and the breadth as 4. Okay. Then this is another rectangle. For this rectangle the length is this. This is its length. So how much is this? This is again x, because this side is opposite to this side. Okay. So this side is x and the breadth is 3. Then here there is a smaller rectangle. For this rectangle, what will be the length and breadth of this rectangle? The length will be, see, this side will be 4, right? This much will be 4. Why? Because this side is opposite to this side of the rectangle, right? So this, if this is 4, this is also 4. And how much will be this? This will be equal to 3. Why? Because this distance is 3. So this distance is also 3. Okay. So we have got the dimensions of each square, each rectangle, and this is the bigger rectangle which is given to us. So the bigger rectangle, what is the length and breadth of the bigger rectangle? This whole is one rectangle. So what is its length? We will call this as its length, which total is, see, this is as x, this much is x and this much is 3. So total is x plus 3. Okay. Similarly, its breadth will be, this much is x and this much is 4. So its breadth will be x plus 4. This much x plus 4. Okay. So we have to first find the area of each rectangle which is there. This area of the square is given. Area of this rectangle we need to find. Then the area of this rectangle, area of this rectangle. And then together, when we add all the areas of all the rectangles together, we will get the area of the bigger rectangle. Okay. But they have given us the area of the bigger rectangle will be what? See, if this is our bigger rectangle, this is its length, and if this is its breadth, then what will be the area of the bigger rectangle? It will be length into breadth. So the length is x plus 3 and breadth is x plus 4. So the area of the bigger rectangle is going to be x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 4. Okay. So we need to check that when we find the areas of all the smaller rectangles and when we add all the areas, we get the area of the bigger rectangle. Okay. So let's find. First I will name each rectangle. Let me name this as 1, this as 2, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. Okay. So I will find the area of each rectangle one by one. Okay. So first I will write the basic thing, that is, area of this bigger rectangle is going to be, area of bigger rectangle is equal to sum of areas of all 4 rectangles. Okay. Which 4 rectangles? 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is a square, but a square, for now we will call it a rectangle. Okay. This is also a figure. So we will call it as a rectangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. area of this bigger rectangle, right? So I will find the areas of one by one, okay, the rectangles. So let me find the first one. Area of rectangle number 1. Okay. So for number one rectangle, what is its length? Its length is x and its breadth is 4. Okay. So what is the area of rectangle formula? Length into breadth. Okay. So length here is x. So I write x. For the first rectangle, the length is x and the breadth is 4. So I write x multiplied by 4. So this becomes 4x. Okay, now for the second rectangle. This is a square and its area is given to us, or if we even want to find out, its length is x and breadth is also x. So x into x becomes x square. So the area of the second rectangle, which is a square, is x square. Then the third one. The area of the third one, for the third one, its length is x. Okay, so in place of length I write x and its breadth is 3. So I write 3 in place of breadth. So this becomes x into 3, which is equal to 3x. Okay. Then for the fourth rectangle, this fourth, the small rectangle which is there in the corner, the length is 3 and the breadth is 4. Okay. So 3 into 4. So I will write 3 into 4. So what is 3 into 4? 12. Okay. So these are the areas of all the 4 rectangles. So when I add them together, sum of areas. So when I sum them all, I will get the area of the bigger rectangle, right? So area of bigger rectangle is equal to the area of rectangle 1, 2, 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay. So it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 area. Okay. So what is 1 area? 4x. Okay. So I write 4x. Then number 2 is x square. So plus x square. Then number 3 is 3x. And the fourth one is 12. Okay. So this I have got an expression. So here x square is only one term. There is no other term of x square. So I write x square only once. Then 4x, we have two terms of x, 4x and 3x. So we add them together, 4x plus 3x. And the constant term also, there is only one term. So we write it only once. Then we get x square. We add the like terms together. These two are the like terms. So what is 4x plus 3x? 7x. So we get plus 7x plus 12. Okay. So area of the bigger rectangle, we have got x square plus 7x plus 12. Okay. Now we know that the bigger rectangle has length x plus 3 and breadth x plus 4. So according to this length and this breadth, what is going to be the area of the bigger rectangle? Area of the bigger rectangle with this as its length. So the length of the length of the bigger rectangle is x plus 3. So I write x plus 3. So this is length multiplied by breadth. So what is the breadth now? Breadth is x plus 4. So in place of breadth, I write x plus 4. Okay. So I have got two equations for area of bigger rectangle. One part says that area of the bigger rectangle is x square plus 7x plus 12. And the second part says that the area of the bigger rectangle is x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 4. So here area of the rectangle is equal to this also and equal to this also. So we can equate these two expressions. Okay, so we get x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 4 is equal to x square plus 7x plus 12. Okay, so what we have got that x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 4 is equal to x square plus 7x plus 12. That means this and this are equal. That means when we solve this part, when we solve this product, we get this answer. Okay. So in the next questions we are going to see how to solve them. But here graphically or according to the area of the square we have solved, and we have come to know that when we multiply or when we find the product of two expressions, we get an expression which is like this. Now for every sum it is, we cannot do like this, right? We cannot draw the diagrams and then find the area of each and every square and then sum it up and then come to a product like this, come to an expression like this. Okay, so we need to know how to solve the product of two expressions. So that we are going to do in our next sum. Okay, so we are going to see how we find the product of two expressions. Okay. Okay. Now the next question is use distributive law to work out. So here we are going to use the distributive law. Distributive law means each term gets distributed to the whole expression. Okay, like here we have two expressions, x plus 3 is the first one and x plus 8 is the second one, and we are finding the product of the two expressions. Okay, so how do we solve this? First we will take the first term of the first expression and we will multiply it to the whole expression which is there in the second part. Okay, then we will take the second term of the first expression and multiply it with the whole second expression. That means we will multiply x to x minus 8. Okay, and then we will multiply 3 to x minus 8 whole. Okay, whole of x plus 8. Okay, so that means I will multiply x by x plus 8, then I will multiply plus 3 to whole x plus 8. Okay, that means each term of the first expression has to be multiplied to the whole second expression. Okay, or you can even multiply each term of the second expression to the whole of the first expression. Okay, you can do it anyways. Okay, so here I have multiplied the first term with the whole second expression, then the second term with the whole second expression. Okay, so now we have done expansion of brackets. So this is similar. We have to solve it by expanding these brackets. So x multiplied by x plus 8 means what? X will get multiplied to each term inside the bracket, right? So it will be x multiplied by x plus x multiplied by 8. This is our first expression, first part. Then this 3 will again get multiplied to x plus into plus is plus, so I've written plus, then 3 multiplied by 8. Okay, this is our second part. Now x into x is x square plus x into 8 is 8x, so this will become 8x plus 3 into x is 3x plus 3 into 8 is 8 to the 16, 8 3 is a 24, so this is 24. Okay, now why have I put brackets here? Why have I put brackets? Because see, these two were the two expressions, right? Two parts of this given sum. If there would have been a minus sign here, then it would have been difficult, because that minus sign gets multiplied to every term which is there inside. That is why make it a habit to put a bracket whenever we solve it. Okay, whenever we are solving expressions, the products, we need to put a bracket for each expression. Okay, now we can open the brackets. So now there is only a plus sign in between, so it doesn't make any difference. So we will simply open the brackets and write x square plus 8x plus 3x plus 24. Okay, now we see that 8x and 3x are like terms, so we need to add them. So x square remains same, 8 plus 3 is 11, so this becomes 11x plus the third term constant is 24. So this is our answer. Okay, so x square plus 11x plus 24 is our answer. Now here we had seen both the expressions were having a plus sign in between. Now in the second sum we will see that the first expression is having a plus sign, and the second expression is having a minus sign. Okay. So how to do this? Now, as I told you here, the first term will get multiplied to the whole second expression, and the second term will get again multiplied to the whole second expression. Okay. So I write x multiplied by x minus 2 whole. Then this is plus 7 multiplied by x minus 2, the whole second expression. Okay. Now this is our first part and this is our second part. So here x will get multiplied to each term which is there inside. So I will multiply x by x. When this x is a plus and here this 2 is minus. So plus into minus will become minus x multiplied by 2. Okay. This is our first part. Now the second part. 7 is multiplied to x minus 2. So 7 will get multiplied to each term which is there inside. So I write it here. Okay. So plus 7 multiplied by x. This then again for plus into minus the answer will be minus. So 7 into 2 now. Okay. So this is our second part. Okay. Now x into x is x square minus x into 2 is 2x, the first part, plus 7 into x is 7x minus 7 into 2 is 14. Okay. So here again I have put brackets because here there was this doesn't make difference if there is a plus sign, but it makes a difference when there is a minus sign. We will see that in the next sum where both the expressions are having a minus sign. So that time you will come to know why I have put brackets here. Okay. Now I remove the brackets. So x square minus 2x. There is a plus sign, so it doesn't make any difference. So it's plus 7x minus 14. Now this minus 2x and plus 7x are like terms. So we solve them together. So x square minus 2 plus 7 is how much? One number is negative, other number is positive. So we have to subtract. So 7 minus 2 is 5. Greater number is 7. It is having a plus sign. So the answer will also have a plus sign. So x square plus 5x minus 14. Okay. This is our final answer. This is the product of these two given expressions. Okay. Now the third one, both the expressions are having a minus sign in between. So first what we will do, we will split this expression as a product of this. Okay. So x will get multiplied to x minus 7 and then minus 9. This number is minus 9. Okay. So minus 9 will get multiplied to the whole second expression x minus 7. Okay. So this is our first part and this is our second part. Now this we have to expand. So x will get multiplied to x. Then plus into minus will be minus x multiplied by 7. Then here now I keep minus sign as it is. 9 into x I multiply and then minus. See, if you want to multiply these two minus signs in one step itself, then you need not put the bracket. But if you want to keep this minus sign as it is and only solve this much part which I have underlined here, not the minus sign, so then you can put a bracket. Okay. So this becomes this minus sign. I have kept it as it is and I am only multiplying 9 to this whole bracket. Okay. So 9 multiplied by x I have written. Now 9, there is a minus sign in between, so I write minus. 9 into 7 is how much? 7 7s are 49, 7 8s are 56, 7 9s are 63. So 7 9s are 63. Okay. So I've got this now. Now x into x is x square minus x into 7 is 7x minus 9 into x is 9x minus 63. Okay. Now you see that there is a minus sign outside, so it will get multiplied with each term inside and the signs of each term will change. Okay. So here this is x square minus 7x. This is minus and this 9 is plus. So minus into plus will become minus 9x and this is again minus and this is also minus. So minus into minus will become plus. So here you see that what is the importance of this bracket. Here you see that when we have removed the brackets, the sign of 63 has changed and also of 9 has changed. Okay. So that is why we need to put brackets. Okay. Here itself, if you are multiplying -9, then you need not put the brackets. But if you are keeping that minus sign outside, and if you want to afterwards multiply it, then you need to put a bracket. Otherwise, what you do? If you don't put this bracket here, you write it as 9 into x and then minus 9 into 7. Like that you write. Okay? Then this becomes minus. This 63 will remain minus only. So you will carry forward that minus 63. But when you solve it, you come to know that the number 63 is having a plus sign in front of it. Okay? So you need to put a bracket. And then when you remove the bracket, when you solve the bracket, you have to multiply the sign which is there outside, that is the minus sign, to each term inside the bracket. Okay? So we get here x square. Now minus 7x minus 9x are like terms. So both the numbers are minus, so we need to add them. 9 plus 7 is 16. Okay? And as both the numbers are minus, the answer will also be minus. So x square minus 16x plus 63. So this is our final answer, the product of these two expressions. Okay? So this is the way we solve the product of two given expressions. Now we will go to the third question. Okay? Okay. Now the third question is simplify. So we have to simplify this given expression. So here it is given that 7 minus x the whole square. Okay. So when a number, if we consider this as one single number, if it is raised to 2 or anything which is raised to 2 means what? It is multiplied to itself 2 times, right? Like we write, as we write 3 square as 3 multiplied by 3, we can write this square means this multiplied to this given expression, right? So this can be written as 7 minus x multiplied to 7 minus x. Okay? So this is again the product of two expressions. So we will solve it. So first we multiply 7 to this whole second expression. 7 multiplied by whole 7 minus x multiplied. This minus x again multiplied to the whole expression 7 minus x. Okay. Now this is the first part and this is the second part. So the first part 7 will be multiplied to each term. 7 multiplied by 7 minus 7 multiplied by x. Okay. Then minus, I keep minus as it is. Then x I multiply to 7 first and then x to this x to x. Okay. This is minus x. So x into minus x is minus x into x. Okay. So this is our first part and this is our second part. Now 7 into 7 is 49 minus 7 into x is 7x minus x into 7 is 7x minus x into x is x square. Okay. Now 49 minus 7x. Now I am removing the brackets. So this minus sign will get multiplied to each term. Okay. So minus into 7x will become minus 7x. Minus into minus becomes plus. And there is 1 here. So this becomes plus x square. Okay. Now minus 7x are like terms. So 49 minus minus means we have to add them. So 7 plus 7 is 14. Both numbers are negative. So the answer will also be negative. So minus 7x is minus 14x plus x square. Okay. So this is our final answer. Normally when we write an expression or a polynomial, anything, we write the term which has the highest power. So here the highest power is 2. So we will write this x square term first. Then we will write the next term which is minus 14x and then we will write plus 49. This 49 is plus here. Okay. So x square minus 14x plus 49. You can even keep it like this. You can even keep it like this or you can further rearrange the terms. Okay. That's okay. Both are same. So now we go to the fifth, the next sum. The next question is write down an expression for the area of each shape that means we have to write down an expression. We have to write an expression for the area of this shape. So what shape is this? This is a rectangle, right? So what is the area of a rectangle formula? Area of rectangle is equal to, we have just now seen, area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth. Okay. So here they have given us the length, that is x plus 7, and the breadth is x minus 4. So here we need to multiply them. Okay. So the length is, I'll write it here now. Area is length into breadth. What is the length? X plus 7. And what is the breadth? X minus 4. So we have to multiply these two expressions. So similar way, x multiplied by x minus 4 plus 7 multiplied by x minus 4. Okay. So here the first part, second part. So this will be x multiplied by x minus x multiplied by 4 plus 7 multiplied by x minus 7 multiplied by 4. Okay. Now x into x is x square minus 4x plus 7x minus 7 fours are 7 14, 7 13, 7 28. Okay. So 7 fours are 28. Now I open these brackets. So this becomes x square minus 4x plus 7x minus 28. Now these are again like terms. So we solve them. X square minus 4 plus 7 means we need to subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. Greater number is 7, having a plus sign. So the answer will be plus 3x minus 28. So this is the area of this given rectangle. Okay. So the area of the rectangle, see here the area of the rectangle formula was length into breadth. So that is why we had to just multiply the length and the breadth given to us. If the shape is different, we need to take the area of the formula for the area of that particular shape. Like for a triangle, we have the area of the triangle formula as area of the triangle is equal to half into base into height. Okay, so that is we have a next question based on this same thing, that is a rectangle. Instead of a rectangle, a triangle is given to you and we have to find the area of it. Okay. Okay, so this is our second sum now. In the second sum, instead of a rectangle, a triangle is given to you and you have to find its area. So we need to know the formula to find the area of a triangle. So what is the area of a triangle formula? Area of triangle is half into base into height. Okay, half into base into height of the triangle. So here this is a right angle triangle which is given to us. So this is our base and this is our height. Okay, so I write the base which is given to us is x plus 4 and the height is x plus 2. Okay, so we have to put these values of base and height in the given formula and find its area. Okay, so here I will write the area of this triangle will be equal to half into base. What is the base now? X plus 4. So x plus 4 multiplied by height. What is the height? X plus 2. So x plus 2. Okay. Now I will keep this denominator as it is. This 2 is in the denominator. I have to only solve the numerator first. So I can write this as x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 2 the whole divided by 2. Right? Because this is half is multiplied. So we can give this 2 for all the numerators. So this will now be, we have to solve the product of these two expressions. So as we have done the previous sums, similar way we have to solve the product of these expressions. So x will be multiplied to x plus 2 and then again plus 4 will be multiplied to x plus 2 and this divided by 2 will be as it is. Okay, then x, this is our first part and this is our second part. So x multiplied by x plus x multiplied by 2, then plus 4 multiplied by x plus 4 multiplied by 2. Okay, and the whole divided by 2. Now x into x is x square plus x into 2 is 2x plus 4 into x is 4x plus 4 into 2 is 8 divided by 2 is equal to x square. Now I remove the brackets. X square plus 2x plus 4x plus 8 divided by 2. Okay, this now becomes, these two are like terms, 2x plus 4x, so we add them. So this becomes x square plus 2 plus 4 is 6x plus 8 divided by 2. Okay, so now this we cannot further simplify them, so this remains as it is. So this is the area of this given triangle. Okay, so this is our final answer. So the area of the triangle is x square plus 6x plus 8 divided by 2. Okay, so in this way, in today's class we have seen how we multiply the two expressions given to us. Okay, to find the product of two expressions, whether it be there a plus sign in between or a minus sign in between, the procedure is same. We need to multiply each term to whole other expression. So this was all about exercise 2H. Now we have completed this exercise. We will start with a new one in the next class. Okay, goodbye.